Hey everyone, welcome to Trina Kulik Designs. My name is Trina. I'm the owner of the Inside Scoop, where I teach other creative ladies how to cut and paint their own wooden door hangers and how to sell them. Today I'm going to be painting with y'all two of the orders that I got from my live sale the other week. Going to be painting these cute little pumpkins with the sign and the witch's feet. This was actually one of our designs in the Inside Scoop this past month. Last month. So this is what I'm going to be painting. I'm going to try to paint this whole thing with y'all. I'm going to be painting two today. Hey, Miss Regina. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Miss Pam. What are y'all ladies doing? But I may not be able to finish them, so decided I'd get on here and paint while I can. Hey, Bootsy Lou. So as you hop on, tell me what you're doing today. We've got, y'all, it's so pretty outside. I hate to even be inside today. It is so stinking pretty outside. It's not hot and, it's not chilly or nothing, but it feels so good out there. Hey, Christine. Hey, Melinda. But I got to get these done, and why not come on here and hang out with you guys as long as I can. Hey, Miss Kay. Oh, thank you, C. I love watching you paint. Well, I'm so glad that you do, and I'm glad that you're here. And I just realized when I did this, I don't have my wedding band on. So I feel kind of lost or naked without my wedding band. Do y'all ever get used to wearing a certain jewelry, and then when you don't have it on, it's like it don't feel right? Oh, Miss Pam, it's storming there. Luckily, we haven't had a storm this weekend. It's summertime, and we usually get like those afternoon storms. So it's beautiful there too, Miss Regina. So we've been lucky. This weekend we had, of course, ball. Don't know if y'all know, but both of my kids play travel ball. So we are actually going on 7 or 8 weekends straight of ball, and I'm about monkeyed, y'all. That it wears me out. Like, it really wears me out. I'm just trying to get situated here, so if you can, hit that little button down below and sprinkle this video so all your friends and your family can join us. But it monkeys me. It takes me like a day or two to get rested after we do a tournament in Arkansas. Hey, Erica. So yeah. But I said, you know what? I'm coming live today no matter what. Even if I don't get to completely finish these, I'm going to start with y'all. So here I am. And then also talk about my door hanger challenge. If you have not heard about that, my door hanger challenge, y'all, it is where it's a group. You'll be part of a group. There is a $10 fee for it, but it's where I will give you a design and I will show you how to cut it and paint it. And we're going to do it together in that group. Hey, Miss Teresa. But if you want to know more details about that, I have a link in this description, so you can click that if you want to learn more about it. But I will be so happy to have you join. It's off and on raining here in PA, but that's about it. I feel naked without my wedding set and 2 other rings. I start freaking. Christine, I'm not going to be able to, well, let me see. I'm not going to reach it. Oh, show me more. Oh, well, I can't reach it. I got y'all kind of far away so y'all can see what I'm doing here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to scoot y'all down. Yeah, I do. I feel lost when I don't have certain things on. Start freaking out when they're not on. Yeah, me too. So I'm going to scoot you down. Hey, Miss Tamara. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of be painting and talking and reading comments. So if y'all have any questions while I'm painting, y'all just shoot them down in the comments and I will answer them the best that I can. Oh, Miss Glenda, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here. So like I said, this is what I'm painting. These were, I normally don't take orders, but these were 2 extra blanks that I had ordered. And when I did my live sale, I offered these 2 as well. So now I am painting them to ship out for my live sales. For my live sale. I say that like I've had several, but from my live sale. And I'm not gonna do this kind of, not like a tutorial. So, but y'all can just watch me, and if you do have any questions along the way, just pop them down in the comments. So I'm using my 5/8 triangular brush, handle brush. These are out the kids section at Walmart. So if you ever want some cheap brushes that work, these are really great. Yay, been missing you. We're getting warm here, 89. Wow, your hair is getting long. Miss Brenda, it is. Hey, Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Patty. It's starting to grow, but Lord knows, y'all, I haven't had it cut since it's been a hot minute, and it has not. It's like it's not growing for me. It's taken forever for it to grow, and it gets on my nerves because I don't have naturally straight hair. My hair is actually, I wouldn't say it was curly. It's naturally nappy. So to get it this straight, I have to blow dry it straight, then I have to put the flat iron on it, and it drives me completely crazy. I'm going to go ahead and paint, get all up in my paint there, but I'm going to go ahead and paint where the witch's stockings is going to be, because that's going to be black and white stripe. And while I got the white out, why not go ahead and paint it? So these are some cutouts. This is my design from my Inside Scoop, but these are cutouts that I ordered from Home Creations, which is the company that I partner with. So I did get these from them, and I ordered the etched designs. I don't know if y'all can see it, but these actually has the inside design of this one etched into the wood. So I'm not that good to where I can just freehand all this. That lines are there, and I'm just kind of painting by numbers. I haven't seen it. I know, Miss Florence, it's been a while. Which I came on for, where was that? For a live sale. Then I did do a little live, like a promotional live with my door hanger challenge. But it's been a while since I just came on here and just painted. And it's been a long time since I've come on here and painted an actual order. So, because I don't take orders no more. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm just kind of putting another coat on this. This is going to be a spider web. If you didn't notice that in that one there, I don't know if y'all can still see that. So I'm just kind of doing it white first. And if y'all haven't heard, y'all, my Inside Scoop opens up the 25th of this month. So if you don't belong to a community, or even if you do, if you want to join another one, I would love to have y'all join that, because we have so much fun in there, and it's just an amazing group. So there's the white, and I still see some of my wood. Y'all, I'm one of those that if I see any of my wood peeping through my paint, I'm going to add another coat to it. So while that one's drying, do y'all want to see me paint too? I know a lot of times I don't like watching somebody paint two of the same designs because it kind of gets boring. But when you're doing orders and you have orders, it's the quickest way to get them out is paint them together. Kind of like batch painting. it's quicker for us to go ahead and get it all done. Hey, Miss Tina from Mississippi. Well, thank you so much. Oh, Miss Florence, you're so sweet. Miss Rhonda, is it Rhonda? Hey, Miss Donna. If I missed your comments, I'm sorry. I will come back through and see. Or I might need to pull y'all up on my computer here, then I could probably see it a lot easier. But these were actually from the live sale, and I don't do orders right now. I'm actually thinking about getting back to doing orders. But I'm not sure if doing that during the fourth quarter is the best thing for me at this time, because I just streak white paint everywhere, because the fourth quarter is the busiest time of the year for anybody, really. So I don't know when I'm going to start back taking orders, or if I am. But you can order these designs from Home Creations if you paint yourself. They do sell the blanks for this design. And if it's not released on there to the public yet, it will be probably in the next 2 weeks. It should be. Maybe 3 weeks. And as y'all can see, while I'm painting, I'm not trying to be careful and not get it on my pumpkin or not get it over here. And I don't worry about that because I know the colors that I'm going to be using is going to pretty much cover it. So I don't stress over like staying inside certain lines just because it's easier for me not to try to stay in those lines. It makes it a whole lot faster too. But yeah, I'm hoping, or not hoping, I'm thinking about doing more orders. But I do know that I'm going to be having another live sale in the next month. So if you didn't get something from my previous live sale, I am going to be having another one. I just don't know the exact date yet. But I'm going to try to have some, maybe a few fall and then some Christmas items for that live sale. And of course, I'll be giving y'all a little bit of a heads up on Facebook when I know the exact date. Let me pull y'all up because y'all, I've got bad eyes. I'm almost blind. Hey, Miss Kathy. Do I sell the kits? I do not. Let me know, though, what y'all would be interested in. From me. Like, if y'all would like some paint kits, or y'all would like me, if you participated in the live sale, let me know if y'all like that. Thank you, Miss Regina. Hey, Jessica. How do you get paint in the etched lines? Miss Diane, the etched lines are not deep at all. You will still see them itty bitty tiny bit, but they're not deep at all. So, like with this one, I mean, you literally have to like really, really look at it. Like where I did like the black outline, you kind of look from the side and see it a tiny bit, but just looking at it, you don't see the etch lines. So the paint kind of seeps in those etch lines some to kind of fill it in, but it doesn't fill it in completely. But they're not, I mean, they're not, I know you can't see that. They're very hard to see. If you could see them, I'm pulling y'all up now. If you could see them really good, I wouldn't do the etched. But these, you can't see them. But it don't pull it up for me, you daggone computer. Computer. Okay, I might can see a little bit more now. Duh. Thank you, Miss Regina. So Miss Diane says, yes, paint kits. So Christine said that this design is not released as of right now on Home Creations. So, but you should be able to get this design, because this design was part of my Inside Scoop group, which is a group where I teach them how to paint, cut, and sell their wooden door hangers. And the designs that we do in there, they're exclusive to my members for a certain amount of time. And that's designed, I have it set up like that just because I want my members to be like the first ones to get the designs out. So I like to give them at least, at least a month to a month and a half of time to be the first. And then they get released to the public. If you don't want the blank cutout and you can cut your own, Christine, isn't the template already on my website? So you might could buy that off of my website at TriniKulikDesigns.com. But those are not painted. Those are just for the template. Love to watch you paint. You make it look so easy. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm sorry, I know I missed some. Let me go back. Let me go back for a minute. So Miss Brenda says she's in Oregon and it's 89 there. That's about the temperature here. It feels really good outside. Okay. I didn't miss hardly none. Okay, so the template is on the site. So if you can cut your own out, head over to Trini Kulik Designs and order you the template. And then that gives you a chance. This has got to have another coat. That gives you a chance to kind of create it the way you want to. And if you don't know what a template is and you don't cut because you just don't know where to start, then my Inside Scoop group will be an amazing place for you to be a part of, because I teach you all there is to know about painting and cutting and selling your own door hangers. And that opens up the 25th of this month. But if you want to just test the waters a little bit, then my door hanger challenge is the perfect opportunity for you to know if this is something like that you would want to really kind of do more of, I guess. And the link to join that is in the description in this live video. So, and I give you the template. If you have not seen anything about that, this is the design that I'm going to be teaching you in my door hanger challenge. Isn't it cute? It is super cute. But I will give you the template for that, and then I will give you a tutorial and show you exactly how to use a jigsaw to cut that. And then I will show you, like, you're going to have a video in there showing you how to pick your wood out, what kind of blades, what kind of jigsaw I use, sandpaper, sanders, paintbrushes, paint, all the things that you need to know about door hangers you will learn during my challenge. And then I will have a Zoom call, not a Zoom call, I will have a Zoom call, but then I will have a live tutorial in the group, the private group that you will be part of, showing you exactly how to paint that one. Then we're going to do a graduation Zoom call with y'all where you're going to graduate from making your first door hanger. And if it's not your first, then you're still going to graduate, because each door hanger is an accomplishment, y'all. Each door hanger deserves something. So I don't care if this will be your 100th door hanger or your 1,000th door hanger. We're going to graduate. You're going to graduate from the challenge. Hey, Miss Marie, how are you? I was just talking to or messaging Stacy and Pee Wee the other night, checking up on you, honey. So how are you doing? You need to message me, or I need to message you, more like. Okay, let me see what I want to do next. I'm going to just stick that on there. Y'all, I've got a big enough table that I could both have these on there, but I wouldn't be able to both get them in the picture here without taking my my camera back. Okay, let's see what I want to do next. I think I'm going to go and start with the sign. So, I will need the website to order the door hanger of the scarecrow. Deborah, if you join the if you join the door hanger challenge, and I'm sorry if your name's not popping in my head and you've already joined, there is a link in the Facebook group for you to go and order the door hanger for the challenge. So if you have already paid to be a part of that, then I was about to say, oh Lord have mercy, I done used the wrong brown. You can definitely you'll definitely have the link and stuff in there. A little better? Well, good, Miss Marie. How about Mr. John? How's he doing? Definitely be praying for y'all. I hate to hear that y'all are not feeling good. You'll be paying on Thursday. Okay, Miss Deborah, that is amazing. Thank you. But once you get in there, you'll have everything that you need. Or you can go to Home Creations and go ahead and order your blank if you want to. But it's, let me see, Home Creations Millage and Signage. It's HCM. I was sitting here not thinking, but I finally thought to share you. Oh, well, thank you, Jessica. You're so sweet. I appreciate that, girl. Hey, Robin. Sick too. Oh. Well, you let me know if y'all need anything, because I will be there if you need me, girl. Will do anything I can. I got some little paint boogers going on. If you notice I'm doing long strokes, the long strokes is what's going to help smooth out those paintbrush strokes, y'all, so you don't have like paint ridges all through your paint. Oh, well, Christine just posted it for you. So all you have to do is click that link there and you'll be able to order it, Miss Deborah. Miss Darlene, you think scarecrows are the best, and the one we're going to be painting is super cute. It's super cute. Super cute. And I will show you step by step on how to paint that door hanger. So if you've never painted before, don't be intimidated by it, because I will break it down and show you exactly how to get the buffalo plaid going on. I'll show you how to do the easiest leopard print. I will be there to show you every step of the way. So don't be intimidated by it. And if you've never used a jigsaw, y'all, I know sometimes using a power tool is a little bit intimidating itself. But y'all, a jigsaw's not hard at all to handle. I used to think, before I even tried it, I was thinking, no way. There's no way I can cut that out, but it is so easy, y'all. Once you get the hang of it, it is so easy. And I will have a video in there showing y'all exactly how to get it cut. Like, where you need to start so it'll make this cut easier, or how to get from this cut to this cut. So do not stress and be afraid to use a jigsaw, because I will show you exactly how to cut it. Woo, I was about to have a mess, y'all. Thank you so much, Christine. Hey, Katina. I'm going to see y'all in a little bit at ball practice. Yep. And don't be sitting here trying to listen to what word I'm going to mispronounce, Miss Katina. Because there's probably going to be a ton of them. She was, y'all, Katina's her little girl plays ball with Zoe. And she talks about the way I mispronounce things. Like auntie, like Dante. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. She gave me a hard time about that. So I'm like, oh Lord. Jessica, she's amazing. You'll learn so much from Trina. Sign up because you won't regret it. Plus, it's only $10. That's right, Jessica. Thank you so much. You are amazing. All right. I'm trying to finish this brown sign, and then we will move on to probably the pumpkins. Christine also posted a link to get on the wait list for the Inside Scoop group. You'll be notified when it opens. Both groups are absolutely amazing. You will learn so much from Trina regardless of the group you join. You should join both. Christine, thank you so much. Christine, y'all, is my virtual assistant. And my world will be upside down if I didn't have that lady in my life. Literally upside down. So if you ever need a virtual assistant to help you do some things, she's your girl. She's your girl. And I want y'all to look at this. Let me get this right here. I'm going to show y'all exactly how not perfect this is. And the reason I'm painting this and it's not having to be perfect right now is because I'm going to do what you call an outline on all of this. And it's going to cover up all of these lines that's not perfect. It kind of covers up my imperfections of, like from each separate piece here, like where my spider web's at, and I've got the white going on my pumpkin, or my sign here, the brown's going a little bit over there. But when I add the black outline, it's going to cover that all up. And I think that's where a lot of people messes up, is they feel like they have to get it exactly perfect. But y'all, there's tricks and tips that you can learn, and it'll just make it a whole lot easier on yourself. And once you learn those tips and tricks, you can roll with it and not let it bother you, because you know when you're painting where things are going to go and what's going to be there and how you can cover this up. But like that right there, that was like a total mistake there. It won't be covering that far over. So let me wipe that off. Give me a minute. And I've been painting for 7 years, going on 8 years. And see, I still make mistakes. And the reason I make mistakes is because I'm human. And I think a lot of you ladies, you're so hard. There's some of my ladies on in my group, y'all. They are so hard on themselves, and their work is so good. It is so good. It's just, I think we're always our worst critics when it comes to our work, because while we're doing it, we see every single mistake, because we're actually the one that's making those mistakes. And 99% of the time, the mistakes that we see, they ain't nobody else gonna see them. And once you learn, like, I know exactly where highlights and outlines is gonna be on this this door hanger, so I know where I can kind of like speed through and not make it completely perfect, and not like stress over it. And the more you paint, the more you do it, the more stuff like that's going to come to you, and it's just going to make it a whole lot easier for you. I'm trying to go ahead and put one more coat on this, so then I don't have to come back. My paint, is it my paint or my daggone paintbrush? But I'm having like little clumps in my paint, y'all, and it's driving me crazy. I was like, what did I do with my other one? Hey, Miss Tammy. Hey, Miss Dana. Did I tell you hey already, girl? If not, hey. Let me give me a little bit more brown because this one's got to have a little bit more. Let me look at my sign. So, I'll put a little bit of black in there to kind of distress it a little bit. So I'm going to do that in just a minute. And you want me to tell you something that's really fun to do, and it helps cover up some mistakes too, is distressing. When you distress something, you can cover up so much on something that you like, kind of like didn't do exactly the way you had planned. And it's really, really fun. To me, I love distressing things. It's so fun to do. I would rather distress something than try to make it perfect. But this particular design don't have a lot of distress into it. It's kind of, it's whimsy. Okay, so it has a little bit of black, so let me grab a little bit of black. Good Lord, if I can open it. Where do you get the door hanger? Dana, to get a blank cutout, you can actually order it from Home Creations. There is a link in the comments here if you want to click it and order it. If you want just a template for it, you can go to TrinaKulikDesigns.com. It's available there. But for this design, it's not available at Home Creations yet as the template because this was an exclusive design for my Inside Scoop. But you can keep on checking and it should be on there within the next maybe 2 weeks. Hey Jewel, how are you doing, sweet lady? Yeah, I'm just literally putting just a sloppy looking like black line on there and then kind of like blending it in. Blending it in a little bit. Nothing hard, nothing fancy. I don't know if y'all can see that. I feel like y'all can't see nothing I'm showing y'all. But it just adds a little bit of more details in on that little sign there. See, I hate painting two at a time. I want to just grab it and just go. And like just then, I put a little bit too much black and it wasn't blending in because my brown's a little bit dried. You could either get you a little bit of water and kind of do it, or either grab that original brown that you started with and kind of blend it in that way as well. If you get a little bit too much black, just dab it off. Dab that sucker off. And I'm literally just going through it. And this is kind of my painting style, y'all. I just kind of, I don't know. I like whimsy, but I also like doing all the shading and the blending. I'm going to get a little bit of water, y'all, just to smooth this out because my paint was kind of dry. So my paint, while I'm trying to blend it in, it was kind of like making it look a little too rough there. So you can always just grab you a little bit of water to smooth that paint out if it's gotten a little bit too dry on you. That always helps. What is that? So let me see if y'all can see that. So can y'all see the black in that? And it was a simple process of just adding it in there. You can see it? Yay, Miss Glenda. Okay, did I do that one? Okay, we're going to move on. Moving on to the pretty pumpkins, y'all, I think. Y'all want to move on to the pumpkins? Yeah, I think so. We're going to move to the pumpkins. Just rinsing my paintbrush out real quick. Okay, so let me get, that one's going to be, this small one's going to be like, in front of this big one. So anytime I have a design, I like to start with the things that's going to kind of like be in the back of things. So I'm going to start with the big pumpkin first, because the little one is sitting in front of the big one. All right, and I used orange. Let's see. I think I'm going to use the spice pumpkin. I can't remember what I used when I was painting this, but I'm going to try to match the colors up as good as possible. Good Lord, y'all. I'm looking at myself in this computer. I got to get me a hair appointment. Like half of my head has color and half of it don't. That looks terrible. That looks terrible, friends. That's not wanting to come out. It definitely came out that time. Yay, Miss Dana. Okay, so I just did this whole pumpkin orange with this pumpkin spice. I'm getting a good bit. I'm loading that paintbrush up, y'all. Don't be afraid to load it up, especially when you're doing a big area. Load it up. Now, I don't like to put it on there too thick, because I don't like any kind of paint strokes, paint lines in my final piece. And if you put too much paint on there and you don't smooth it out, you're going to have those paint lines like crazy. So if you are one that like really loads that paintbrush up, make sure that you're coming back and you're like smoothing your paint out. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to do long strokes within the section that you're painting. And that's going to like really smooth it out. And if it don't smooth out really good, y'all, like I did with the brown, dab your paintbrush in a little bit of water. You don't want to drown it, but just a little bit of water, and it'll kind of help smooth those lines out as well. So there's a good little tip for you. And this door hanger is laser cut, so I don't have to paint the edges, because when you have something that's laser cut, the edges are burnt, so they have like a black finish on there from the laser actually like burning your wood. And normally I do not paint the edges when I get them laser cut. If I was to cut them myself and they would have raw wood, then I always paint my edges. But since these are etched and I don't want to get any of this other paint on my edges, I'm going to make sure that when I'm going towards my edges, I'm going to be painting off of my edges. I'm not going to ever pull my paint into it from my edge, because if you did that, then you're going to wind up with a ridge of paint down your edge. So you don't want to pull it this way. When I get closer to this edge, I'm going to start pulling it off of my wood so it don't get on my edge. Okay? So I'm just going to start painting, y'all. I'm going to quit talking for a minute. All of my paint's got clumps in it. What is up with that? It must be my paint. I don't know. It must be my daggone paintbrush. So here we go. So I'm going to just paint it, come off of my paint, of my wooden piece here to get this edge, so I don't get any on the edge of my door hanger. There's one there too. I don't know what it is. And if you get some on your edges, y'all, that's totally fine. I'm going to get a dab of water and kind of smooth this out. Another dab of water and smooth it out. Just because I'm talking and running my mouth and it's drying on me. But you want to smooth it out as much as possible. You can see, I mean, you might get a tiny bit on there, but there's not hardly no paint on those edges at all. All right, we're gonna put it on this one. Getting a ton of paint. Yeah, I'm just gonna, was gonna do it. I was gonna squirt it on there, but that was clumped up. I need to unstick it. Yeah, it's in my paint. Look at there. See that clump? That is so aggravating. So aggravating. This design has everything that I love, y'all. It's got black and white. I love black and white. It's got leopard print. I love leopard print. I do love buffalo plaid, but this don't have buffalo plaid, but it does have my black and white because it's got the black and white leggings for the witch's legs. And then it's got polka dots, and it's got my aqua looking color. So I love this little design here. It's got glitter. It's got glitter. Forgot about that. Don't have like glitter, but it's got like glitter glue on here. Alright, so now I'm just going to do some long strokes and smooth it out, y'all. We're going to smooth it out. And you can still see the edge lines on this, but even down here with these edge lines, y'all, I'm gonna do a black outline, and it kind of covers those edge lines. Miss Shirley Sprinkle, Sprinkle, and Sprinkle from New Jersey. Well, thank you so much. Oh, you're a newbie? Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, girlfriend. So glad that you're here. I'm also going to be live tomorrow, y'all. I would tell y'all a time, but my life's so crazy till I can't ever tell like a specific time till that day. So I wouldn't be able to say exactly what time. But I am going to be painting 2 of the milk jug designs with the cotton. What am I looking for? A paintbrush. So I am going to be painting those tomorrow because they were from my live sale. So I've got to get those done. So if you, my blackie, all my paint's got clunks. Hey, Miss Sandra. Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Jeanette or Johnette. Y'all are amazing. Y'all really are. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the black on the boots while that orange is drying. And if you notice, I am going to kind of go off of my wood so I don't get that paint on my edges. We're just going to take it off the best that we can. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to go the direction of going completely like off of your door hanger. So just try your best when you're doing it. Okay, so this boot kind of looks like it's behind the little sign there. I'm just going to kind of like go around. And I did use gold leaf paint on these boots. And gold leaf will cover this black because gold leaf is just like amazing. So I'm not even going to worry about like not really getting it on to where my buckle is on this boot. You know, I might have went over that when I painted that. I might have did it black. I'm just going to go in the middle there, get that black part. This paintbrush don't hold a lot of paint, y'all, so I'm constantly having to dip it. I'm going to go right there in the middle. We're going to go off of my wood just so it don't get on my edges, and then come back and smooth it out. Got to keep it smooth, y'all. Or I do. And smooth it out. Smooth it out the best that you can. It's an extra step when you're sitting here trying to smooth it all out and not have any paint ridges. But I love for mine to be smooth. Miss Gina, first time watching from Flatwoods, Kentucky. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so there's those boots. Let's go ahead and let's grab the other boots. And I'm grabbing it right on that wet pumpkin. Not meaning to, y'all. And sorry if I'm moving kind of fast, but got to get these orders done. That's one thing about orders. My tutorials is way different than this. The speed is way slower, y'all. And I explain every little detail that I do in my groups when I'm doing a painting tutorial. Definitely not this speed. My insider's probably thinking, oh wow, that girl can paint a little bit fast, because I'm so slow in there, because I'm so detailed with what I'm doing. So they're probably thinking, where did this come from? So if y'all have any questions, y'all just pop them in the comments. And I'll try my best to answer them. But if you join my challenge and you're not going to cut your own, you need to go ahead and get your blank ordered. We won't be actually doing the painting tutorial until the last day, which is the 24th. But you need to go ahead and order it. And if you happen to not get it before the actual tutorial, do not stress about that, because you will have access to the group and everything that's in there for a whole year. And you can actually, save it and have it for forever. So you always have it to come back and look at it if you don't have your blank by the day. By the day that we actually do it. Hey, Katie. So I'm smoothing my black paint out, y'all, because I see some paint lines there, and I don't like it. We'll do. You get those wing cutouts. Miss Shirley, I purchased this one from Home Creations. Oh, thank you, Katie, for sprinkling the love. I appreciate that, girl. I'm going to go ahead. Let me go ahead. Or no, I'm going to wait. I was going to say I'm going to go ahead and put my lines up there, but I'm going to wait. But let me just show y'all this real quick. Y'all see, like right here, where this black line is going to be? Let me show you. So on my sign here, and this is where I'm telling you, the more you paint, the more you're going to get an idea of like the areas that you got to be really, really careful at, and not to go over in the other area that you're going to be, painting a different color. So like right here with this sign, you see this sign right here, I went crazy with that brown, and it, like the line to my sign is like actually like right here. Can y'all see that? And I went a good ways above that. But with the black line that goes to black stripes that I'm going to be painting on her stockings here, it's going to cover that. So instead of me trying to be careful and taking time and making sure I like stayed exactly where I needed to be, I knew I would be able to fix that, so I didn't have to be quite as careful and stress over that little area. So the more you paint, the more you will start learning those things. And the more you paint like a certain design, just like with anything, the more you do something, the faster and the better you're going to get at it, the more familiar you're going to be with it. And all that comes with just experience, y'all, and with practice. Don't ever, I mean, seriously, don't ever get on here and be like, oh, nope, I can't do that. Because, y'all, I'm here to tell you you can. Because I've never in my life painted anything like this before until I started these door hangers. The most I ever did was like in elementary school for art. Other than that, I never like painted anything. I used to have a neighbor, her name was Miss Sue, and she used to do the yard art, and I used to go over there and sit with her and just watch her paint, and I always wondered, how in the world does she do that? I was so amazed at, or mesmerized is what it was, over the designs that she would do. She like did these little pumpkins, and I love decorating for like Halloween and stuff, y'all, in fall. But she had like these little pumpkins that she would do on stakes and put in her yard, and she would just paint them with the cute little faces on there and the little rosy little cheeks, and it was the cutest thing ever. And back then, I would have never thought that I would be basically doing the same thing, because I had never done it before. And she was so good at it. But I'm like 100% self-taught, never took any kind of art class. Like I said, besides just being in elementary school and whatever art classes was required. And YouTube videos. Lord have mercy, y'all. You can learn so much off of YouTube than just going and Googling certain techniques. Always go to YouTube and Google something if you're in doubt and don't really know how to do something. You can find all kind of painting techniques and stuff on YouTube. YouTube's actually amazing. I'm actually on YouTube as well, so if you haven't subscribed over there on YouTube with me, be sure to go do that too. Okay. Little black feet going on. There we go. We're going to just kind of let those dry. I did put some glitter on top of my little black boots, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to let that paint dry. What step do I want to take next? While we have all of this extra orange paint, I'm going to come and I'm going to make this color a little bit lighter, because I have some lighter dots inside of this pumpkin here. So instead of trying to find another lighter color orange, I'm just going to lighten it up with some white. I'm just going to do it right there on the side, and I probably added way more white than what I need, but it's okay. And you're just going to play with this. When you're mixing colors, you're going to mix it and you're just going to play with it until you kind of get the color that you want. Alright, so I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with it. So let's say you wanted to do these signs for your yard. What wood, sealer, and paint would you use? Miss Vicki, I used to make the wooden garden flags, and I made it out of the 1/4-inch birch. And they would tear up within like 2 months. And I would literally seal it like out of this world. It was sealed like you couldn't seal it anymore. I would like make sure I would almost, I don't know y'all, I would seal them suckers till it looked like they were glass. Even on my edges and stuff. And the thing with this wood is this is not just a solid piece of wood. With birch, and I know this for a fact, with birch, you've got layers. And while it's outside, the ones that I made, and I'm speaking from the way I've done it and the experience that I've had, but with that birch, after time of it being outside, those layers would start peeling back, and it would just mess it up. But now I did see a lady, she does the yard work, And she uses what they call, it ain't MDF, it's MDO. And she says that it's specifically made for the outdoors. And she makes the most beautiful, like, yard art on the stakes. And she puts glitter on it. I think I shared it on my page, so you might can scroll through it and see if you see it. But she's from Yard Art Us, and y'all, they look so pretty. And she says that it is like, I think it may be guaranteed. She might not have said guaranteed, but I want to say the lifespan of that wood that she uses, the MDO, is like 20 years. I've seen people say, yes, you can use these as yard stake. Just make sure you seal the fronts and the backs and the edges really good. But that hasn't been my experience with them. And like I said, I would seal these suckers. You couldn't seal them any more than what I sealed them. Marine grade, you need a higher table. Your back must hurt a lot. Miss Sandra, this table is actually pretty high. I'm not a tall person, but I'm not a short person either. I'm probably about 5'7", I think. But this is way on better than my dining room table. My dining room table, you talking about killing my back. Lord have mercy. But yeah, this table's pretty high. I don't know about that circle, y'all. I probably should have grabbed a smaller paintbrush for this. But yeah, you could try it, but before I would actually sell them for the outside, I would probably make one and put it outside to see how it held up, and then I would probably make sure that I kept it outside for at least 2 to 3 months to see how it upheld through the weather. I haven't used the Revolution plywood or the tri-ply outside, but if I'm not mistaken, it's not treated. So anything that you're going to put outside, you want to make sure that it's treated wood, because if not, it's not gonna hold, y'all. So we got some dots here too. It is not going to hold. Somebody can tell you all day long to make sure that you seal it and seal the edges, and I don't agree with that. Just from my experience, y'all, they didn't hold up. Ooh, I need a smaller brush for these. For this side. You're in Wisconsin? Well, we're going to put some little dots over here as well. We're going to make it look like it's a big dot, but it's kind of like going off of the design. Contact's drying out. Hey, Bobo. Okay, so there's dots, and those dots are not perfect at all, y'all. Let's grab up this one, and let's go for some dots over here. Maybe I need to use a smaller paintbrush to do the dots. Got a clump there. These are going to need another coat, but I would rather do more than one coat than get them thick and have really thick ridges. I have figured out that with my dots, most of the time your dots are going to kind of have a little bit of the ridges unless you like really do thin lines. I don't like this paintbrush for dots. But just kind of smooth them out the best you can, y'all. I'm trying to smooth that one out. I got like a ridge there. I was this stuff for Christmas to do for outside. That's why I was asking. Yeah, Miss Vicki, or go to your lumber yard, or ask somebody in Home Depot or Lowe's. But y'all, honestly, sometimes, I mean, those are just regular people with jobs. Sometimes those people don't really know what they're talking about. But if you actually go to like a lumber yard, they kind of know kind of what they're talking about, because the people you're talking to from a place like that, they actually have to order it themselves, and they kind of know a little bit more about what you're getting. Just like I said, I can only speak from my experience with the birch wood with the outdoors, and I did not have good luck at all with my garden flax. They were the most precious things ever, y'all. They were so cute, but they just didn't hold up. Didn't hold up at all. Like I said, they would be good for 2 or 3 months, and then they would start, like, the layers would start coming apart. And you could do just make sure you get some treated wood if your wood's treated. But any kind of wood, y'all, you're gonna have to seal it. You're gonna have to seal it, or it's not, gradually over time, it's gonna have some wear and tear on it from the weather. And even if you seal it, it's still gradually after time, everything kind of gets some wear and tear on it. Okay, what did I do? I put some white in those dots, and then I put some black. So I'm going to just grab some of my white here. Let's see. I'm going to blow dry this really quick, y'all, so I can finish up on my dots without messing anything up. And my dots ain't perfect, y'all. Some's a little bit bigger, some's a little bit smaller. They're not perfect. You're welcome, Miss Vicki. You can't see this one, y'all. I'm just blow drying. But I think it needs one more coat to kind of cover those dots a little bit, because I can still see my wood coming through a little bit, and I'm not gonna like get the very edges of them. I'm just gonna kind of like go through the center of it. Just like that. Doing this one the same way. Just kind of like covering in the center. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more. See how easy that was? And I'm not trying to get them perfect. Good enough. Hey, Miss Gracie. How are you? Okay. So we do want to add a little bit of white. So I'm going to take just the same paintbrush with the orange on there, kind of dab my white off a little bit, and kind of just go through those dots, y'all, just like that, just to give it a little bit more details in here. I'm not like doing like I guess they're kind of like highlights, but not really, because it's kind of a sloppy kind of adding the white in there. I don't know how to explain it. I'll put a little bit more there. And if you get happy with the white and you think, oh Lord, I put too much, just grab that orange that you used to paint it with and go over it with just that orange. But this was actually it's what, August? Have we done? So this was our design for July. So I taught this in my Inside Scoop for July. So I'm going to come back and just go over that just a little bit. And I'm going to go over this one just a little bit because that white's kind of popping out a little too much for me. And I kind of covered it up a little too much there. So I'm going to go back with that white. There. And these are two different orders, y'all. So if one's not exactly like the other one, it's going to be totally okay. If I was doing this for like, if it was one order for like double doors, then I would have that other one up here the whole time so I can kind of get them. Look at there, y'all. Oh, that ain't that. Good Lord, I was about to say, I totally forgot about that area. That's a whole different area. But if that was for double doors, then I would keep them side by side and make sure that I was doing them exactly the same, but they're not. So, okay. Now, oh man, I did that. Now, these two sections of the pumpkin has the darker, let me pull this way so y'all can kind of see it more. It has the darker lines on the inside. So if you have a darker orange, you can just grab your darker orange. Or if you need to, if you want to add like maybe black to it to make it a darker orange, you can totally do that as well. But I'm going to use this Caddymun, whatever that call it, orange to do my lines with. It's just this one has kind of a reddish tint. I'm going to use that same paintbrush, y'all, that's got the paint on there, and I'm just going to come. As you see, it's got lines on this section and then lines on this section, and we're just going to start here, and I'm going to go like the width of my paintbrush to do my lines. Like twice. And that one's not showing up dark enough, so ooh, I got a bottle of ripe tomatoes. I'm going to use ripe tomato. Let's use ripe tomato. Let's see if that one's going to be dark enough. And if it's not dark enough, then... Okay, so that one's dark enough. Then all I got to do. So we're just doing lines here. And if it's going over a little bit on my other pumpkin, y'all, it's going to be alright because we're going to have to do our black outlines. So it's going to kind of cover any of those little mistakes that you make during this. So you don't have to try to get it perfect. And they may not even all be the same width. But that's part of it being whimsy and hand painted, y'all. This is a flat tip brush. My favorite brush, y'all, that I like to use is an angle brush. I use an angle brush more than I use any other brush. My angle brush is my go-to kind of brush. And then we've got this one down here, so we're gonna put the stripes there, and then one here. But yeah, I use an angle brush more than I use any other kind of brush. I see some paint ridges there, so I'm gonna come back and try to smooth those paint ridges out a little bit. There we go. A little bit of paint ridges there and a little bit down here. Okay, and one there. Y'all see, they're not perfect. They're not perfect at all. Hey, Miss Elma. All right, moving on to the next one. I'm losing it, y'all. Keep on losing this one. So we're gonna do some more stripes. Like I said, to get my width, I'm just doing one line and then doing another line, the width of my paintbrush up under that one. And that's creating the width that I like for this particular design. I'm just kind of eyeing it to y'all because if they're not exactly spaced out exactly the same, yeah, that's not a big deal. You don't want to let those little things like that stress you, because little things like that would drive you completely crazy if you're trying to make sure that you get everything exactly the same. Because these are hand painted, and that's, to me, those little imperfections is what really makes it hand painted. I'm going to start here. Okay. And then I kind of like stroke a little bit of white in there. Yep. So I'm going to dry these real quick, y'all, just so I can make sure that the color's good. And if it is, I'm just going to add a little bit of white. This blow dryer is hot. So this one right here, where I kind of used the wrong color to begin with, needs a little bit more. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same paintbrush with the paint still on there, kind of just get it off, go into my white. And we're going to kind of like, oh man, I got some brown on there. Let me get that brown off. And we're going to kind of like just put a little white streak through it. I'm going to make sure I'm doing it exactly right. Okay. I think that's it. I think I may need to put a little bit more white in these dots here. Maybe not that much of a white, but just a little bit more. I think that one's good. That one. There we go. There we go. Okay. So see how whimsy that looks? Dun, 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 dun. It looks kind of crazy right now, y'all, but they're looking cute. Thank you, Miss Grace. Once we finish all the details, it's all gonna come together. It's gonna come together. All right, so we got some, I think I used, we're gonna start with this pumpkin now. We're gonna get the blue, because we're done with this pumpkin besides the stem, and then adding the black outlines and the other highlights, and then adding the glitter. So that one's done, y'all. So y'all see how that looks. I'll show y'all before I add the other stuff to it, and you'll realize just how much these final details does to a design. All right, so let's see, what color did I do? I think I did that in Sea Breeze. So we're gonna get the Apple Barrel Sea Breeze color. Give me a different plate. And we're gonna start on these two pumpkins. All right, it's kind of hot in here. I'm gonna grab me an angle brush, and we're gonna go with it, y'all. We're gonna go with it. Smooth it out. Gonna make sure I'm kind of coming off of my edges on this one, so I don't get that blue all over my edge, because they're laser cut and they already have that burnt look on the edges. I'm gonna try to slightly kind of like just smooth that out. So we got that one. Let's go ahead and let's get this one. If I didn't have two, then I would probably just grab my blow dryer and dry that one before I moved on. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, well, welcome, Susan. This is your first time watching? All right, I'm going to give those a quick little dry, so go ahead and put another coat onto the blue, and we can kind of move on to the next section of the little pumpkin. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you don't mind, hit that little button to sprinkle for me. I would appreciate that so very much. Okay. Can y'all? I don't know if y'all can see both of these or not. So, gonna kind of just focus towards the middle of this pumpkin with the second layer, because I went kind of crazy there, because that. Towards the edge, y'all, it's going to be covered anyway with all the glitter and stuff that we got going on. And plus, we got to add dots to this blue too. So we're going to be adding dots. We're just putting that second coat on here to make sure we got good coverage going on. And smooth it out. Smooth it out. Now I'm going to get a smaller paintbrush because this one's got some small dots on the inside of it. And these are very, very light colored dots, y'all. They're not dark dots at all. Actually, I'm just going to grab up this one and I'm going to mix me some white with this blue. This is not an angle brush. Usually I do an angle brush with my when I'm doing dots, but it is what it is. I grabbed up this one. Thank you, Miss Glenda. See, that's getting a clunk of white in it too. Maybe I need to paint more. Maybe that's why my paint's getting clumps all in it, because I'm not using them enough. You're from Michigan. Thank you, and I will do. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so we're just making a lighter shade of that that blue there, which was the Sea Breeze blue. This is going to be very light. This is not like a very, it's not one of those colors that's going to like just pop out because there's a huge difference between the two. They kind of like go together pretty good. And then, I mean, I don't even know if y'all can actually see it on camera, but I kind of like stayed inside the line here. I did not do the whole triangle method with these dots. I kind of went zigzag, like dot, 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 down inside of these sections on this pumpkin. Just because it made it easier. And it's still cute. So you see, I don't even know if y'all can see that on the camera, but they are they're very light dots. Again, not a huge difference between these two colors here. Oh Lord, look at what I did. Stuck my hair inside of my orange paint. Oh well, it's okay. Just kind of looks like I've always looked the past 7 years. When I used to take orders, y'all, there wasn't hardly a time you didn't see me with something on me that had paint. My pants, shirts, I was always wearing paint everywhere I went. Because I was like, I'm not getting dressed to go buy supplies or go pick up a little bit of groceries. So every time I went somewhere, more likely if you see me with wearing paint all over my clothes. So I'm just putting little dots on here, y'all. Okay, so there's those little dots. No, Miss Jackie, these are not for sale. These actually sold during my live sale. I quit taking orders when I decided to teach instead of take orders and stuff, just because I was running out of time, y'all. I need like 2 extra days in the week and about 2 or 3 extra hours in a day. So I quit taking orders for these. Look at what I did. Or quit taking orders. But I did have that live sale, and I had these extra that I had ordered. So I threw these into my live sale. So that's why I got orders for these. But I am going to start, I think I'm going to start trying to have more live sales. And that gives me the opportunity to be able to come on here and paint with y'all even more. Because when I don't take orders, I don't hardly have anything to paint. Unless I'm painting something for myself or painting stuff like something in my group. And then I can't come on here and paint what's in my group because they're exclusive and they're for my group. So I'm thinking having live sales will open up doors for me to be able to paint more. So I think I'm going to do that. Miss Sandy, you can get the design for this one over at Home Creations. There's a link in the comments. The only thing is Home Creations won't release this to the public until probably another 2 or 3 weeks. Because it was an exclusive design for my Inside Scoop group. Miss Sandy, you can join my Inside Scoop group, which opens on on August the 25th. And inside that group is where what you would get a month when you join that group is you get 2 templates a month that you can use, and I'll show you how to paint them, and you also get a community that's amazing. But I will be talking a lot more about that, and probably next week, because it opens on the 25th. And y'all got that orange paint, and you can go over to my page, my website, TrinaKulickDesigns.com, and get some more details if you want to. But there's also a link to get on the waiting list in the comments. But if you want to try like a door hanger challenge and see if this is something that you would like to do, that is open for signups now, and the link to join that is in the description in this video, and it's only $10. This is the design that we're going to be doing, that I'm going to be teaching you how to paint. This design is available to order the blank cutout from Home Creations for the challenge, but I'll be showing you step by step on how to cut this out using a jigsaw, and then giving you a live tutorial and showing you exactly step by step on how to paint this. We're also going to be adding a really cute sunflower and some raffia to his little hat here. So that's going to really make it pop, y'all, and that's going to make it like be one of those one-of-a-kind door hangers. So if you want to be part of that, hit the link in this description. Like I said, it's only $10 to join, and you get the template for free. You do have to pay Home Creations for the blank. So it's a really great opportunity. You got it now, Miss Jackie. So you have another group. Yeah, I have my door hanger challenge going on. Then I have one other group called Trina's Inside Scoop, and that is where I teach you 2 designs. Whether I teach it or either I have a guest come in and teach. Well, excuse me. And I use that. Then we like do Zoom calls. I have it set up in there where if you're doing this for a business, there's accountability groups with the ladies that's inside of my Inside Scoop. What else do you get for the Inside Scoop? We do a craft. That's another amazing thing. That's like one of the funnest part of it. We do a craft in that group each month. Goodness, there's so much fun. We have like 10 and 10s in that group just about like every week, where I go on a Zoom call inside the group and pull everybody up that wants to come, on the Zoom with me, and they ask questions. I critique people's websites, their Etsy pages, or their Facebook pages. I have tutorials in there showing them how to create a Facebook business page. I've got some Etsy tutorials in there showing them how to open up an Etsy shop. Step by step, I'm showing them how you add your pictures to your Etsy, how you do your SEO and keywords and stuff like that. There's so much inside of that group, y'all. We did do some hand lettering. The hand lettering, though, will no longer be inside of the group for now. If you was a part of the Inside Scoop during the hand lettering course, that won't be available to you. when you join, but you will have the option if you want to purchase it separately. I am doing a course that you can purchase the hand lettering. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to talk and trying to paint, and I'm just losing it. There will be a separate course that anybody will be able to purchase when it comes to the hand lettering. So I'm working on getting that, and I've just got to get everything recorded and ready to go for that and Thinkific. But we do like hand lettering and practicing and stuff with that all during the month. So you won't like be the only one that just don't know anything about it. There's a lot that we do inside of my Inside Scoop group, y'all. I mean, it's an amazing group. And the ladies in there are just out of this world talented. I mean, they are just the most talented group of ladies and so helpful. You would love to be able to get those templates. Miss Sandy, the templates are available over on my website at trinakulikdesigns.com. There's a link in the comments here too, for you to get that. If you're on the fence about joining, it's well worth it, y'all. Oh, thank you, Miss Grace. Can you tell me how much the paint group is with the blank? Miss Susan, the blanks, the group itself, my Inside Scoop, is $37 a month. It is set up on reoccurring payments. But of course, you know, I'm not going to hold you hostage. You can cancel that anytime you get ready to cancel. But I don't provide personally like the wooden cutouts. That's not part of the $37. You do have to like go to Home Creations and order the blanks from them. But they have like the best prices I have seen yet for the wooden cutouts. And one reason that I love Home Creations is because they use birch. If you've watched me for a while, birch is my like all-time favorite wood for door hangers. Like when I cut now, most of the time I use the tri-ply just because I don't sell them and I don't like ship any orders out. But Home Creations uses birch and it's laser cut, so the edges are really clean and it has that burnt finish. But their prices range from like $1 to like $12 or $13. And those are from sizes like a 4-inch all the way up to a 24-inch. So you've got so many different sizes that you can choose from Home Creations as well. So that will be separate from the cost of the monthly fee of $37. But for the door hanger challenge for the wooden cutout, it's the same thing. The only thing is you will pay $10. It's going to be like a 3-day kind of course for y'all, where I would teach you, but after those 3 days, then you know I won't really be in that group anymore. The ones that join y'all still have access to everything, and you will still be able to like talk and ask questions in that group for a whole year. But the only thing I will provide to y'all in there will be the template, and then which will be the $10 to do the challenge. Then you still would have to go to Home Creations to purchase the blank. And the blank, again, depending on what size, it ranges from $1 to $13 or $14. I hope all that made sense, y'all. I feel like I was kind of like going off there for a minute. I am pinning on both groups. Thank you for the info. Miss Sandy, I'll check when I get off of here. But you will not get approved for the Inside Scoop group unless you join, and that won't be open until the 25th. So if you would like to join that, I would absolutely love to have you in there, and you can get on the wait list and get notified when that opens back up. We have accountability groups as well, where you get weekly help from fellow crafters on Zoom messages. Yes. Yep, so Miss Susan, it's $37 a month. Miss Patricia, I know you're doing the $10 challenge because I remember answering your questions in there today. I am so excited to see you on. I got my printout of the scarecrow. I'm ready to paint. Thank you all for your help. I appreciate it. Yay, I'm so glad that it worked for you, Miss Patricia. Where is the wood cut out at? It's at Home Creations. Home Creations. Alright, so I'm going to use that spice pumpkin, and I'm going to get this section of the pumpkin. Oh, I've lost some people. Y'all must have talked too much. Or maybe they hopped off of here to go join the $10 challenge. So I'm just adding the orange. This was a really fun design for me to teach because there's a lot of my ladies that's in there. They're not quite comfortable with doing the whimsy style and doing all of these crazy designs. So it was a little bit of a challenge for them, and I have enjoyed like just teaching them to kind of like go out of their comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Because the thing is when you sell these things for, you know, to other people, sometimes it's not your style. And you kind of just have to go with it. So once you get to doing this and you start selling them, you would realize that so many different people like so many different things. And you have to kind of like put yourself like out of your comfort zone and kind of go a little bit crazy and do different designs and different colors that you may not like. But to me, I think that is so fun to be able to do and just, you know, create crazy combinations, like combos of different colors. I really love like just experimenting with different colors and different patterns and making it just a fun design. Miss Glenda, when is the challenge? The challenge, just sign-ups are now. The actual challenge won't begin. You can like get inside the group once you pay, but the actual challenge won't begin until the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. But if you're going to do it and you're going to have to order your wood blank from Home Creations, you know, it's best that you go ahead and get that ordered so you can have that as soon as possible. I mean, and you still may not get it. Home Creations has a really good turnaround time, but you still might not get it until, you know, by Sunday. But you can always, you still have the video that you can come back and watch it on replay and paint along. Did you order that one from Home Creations? If yes, can we purchase? Miss Patricia, I did order this one from Home Creations, but this one was actually an exclusive design for my Inside Scoop group, so it's not available for the public yet, but it will be, probably in the next week or two. Because I like to give my insiders a little bit of extra time, like to be the first ones to get certain designs out, so they don't get added until most of the time the next month, or you know, a little after the next month to the public. But now you can get the template for this if you want to cut your own design out of wood. You can get the template from off of my website at TrinaKewittDesigns.com. Home Creations, they just sell the actual wooden cutout. They do not sell the actual templates. And if you order my templates, you're able to sell them as many times as you want to. The only thing you're not allowed to do with my templates is actually sell the actual template. But you can have paint parties with this design. You can, you know, paint this design 10,000 times and sell it. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But again, it won't be available at Home Creations probably for another week or two. Okay. I'm going to dry those really quick, y'all. I can't find the Home Creations. Kathy, there is a link in the comments. I can share it again once I get off of here. And then you should be able just to click that link. So this one has a little bit of a lighter color orange with stripes. How long have I been on here? What time is it? What time it is, y'all? So that's got to have another coat. Kind of just in the middle here. And smooth it out. You're welcome. But seriously, if you're on the fence and you're just not quite sure that you want to do a monthly subscription for the Inside Scoop, my door hanger challenge is the perfect opportunity for you just to see my teaching style, and to really get a feel of what it would be like to have someone kind of show you and guide you with the painting and the cutting, and which now I do not do a tutorial for each one of my designs when it comes to the cutting part inside my scoop. I used to, but I quit doing that. But I've got like over a year's worth of cutting tutorials in there that you can watch and learn so much from when it comes to cutting and using the jigsaw. Miss Glenda, so the videos will be available if I can't paint it when you actually show how. Yes, ma'am. They will be there for a whole year in the group for you to be able to watch. And it'll be there for you to even still ask questions. And like for anybody else that does the challenge with us, they will still be in the group as well. So y'all will still have that little community together to be able to answer and ask questions with each other if needed. My daughter is getting married on the 29th, so these next 2 weeks are full, but I will surely need a stress relief when it's over. Well, painting is so therapeutic, so it would be perfect. Miss Amy Lindsay, thank you so much. She just posted a link to Home Creations in the comments here. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so now these sections on this pumpkin has a lighter color stripe that goes down through it. So let me get a smaller brush. Dun, dun, dun. Well, that one will do. So I'm going to just add some white, y'all. I'm going to add some white to it and lighten this up. And we're going to mix it. They are, and thank you, they are, I love Home Creations. And like I said, I love the fact that they use birch, because birch is my favorite, y'all. It's pricey, it's a little, it's more expensive, but I love some birch. Alright, so we're just gonna put some lighter stripes in these sections on this pumpkin. And y'all don't stress over these stripes being exactly perfect, because that's what makes this whimsy. You don't want it to be perfect. You want it to have that whimsy look to it. If you look at it and say, oh, well, that line don't look exactly like that line, then I've accomplished what I was trying to do. Well, hey, Michelle, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I've had a lot of first-timers on here today, y'all. Y'all must have been hitting that button down there and sprinkling. Thank y'all so much. A girl appreciates that. So we're just coming and we're putting the stripes through here. Just like that. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's see. Then I do add some black lines and stuff on that, so we do that later. Now let's go ahead and let's do our leopard print in the middle section of this. Hey, Tennessee, first timer. Well, welcome, Ruth. Welcome, welcome, girlfriend. Let's get, what do I got over here? What colors? I don't want that color. Fawn. Do I want fawn? Oh, fawn might do. Fawn might do for that color. Let me give it a good little shake. Okay. See, y'all, it's coming together. It's looking like the picture right there, right? All right, so let me just go ahead and start doing my lightest brown color for my leopard print. Going off of my board so I don't get it on my edge there. So I'm going to come here, I'm just going to kind of lift it up. This is a flat tip brush, y'all, but even a flat tip brush, you can kind of use it like it's an angle brush and hold it to the side, and y'all wasn't even in the camera. Hold it to the side and kind of just press down. And you can kind of use it as an angle brush too. Just have to kind of watch it because sometimes those bristles will kind of spread out a little bit more than what you need it to. So just be careful when you do it that way. All right, let's go ahead and put a coat on this one. I'm trying to do it so y'all can kind of see it. I'm going to spread it. So who's already about to have a fit to put out fall decorations? My son's birthday is September the 16th, and I normally wait till after his birthday. I don't know why. I've just always waited till after his birthday before I pulled out my fall decorations. Which I'm one, I decorate for Halloween and I decorate for fall. So I do fall, and then I will do Halloween, and then I'll do fall. And I normally don't do like the cutesy Halloween. Normally I do the scary, I'm gonna spooky you out Halloween.
Have you seen my big Under Armour cup?
What time is it, baby?
Don't know.
It ain't about time to take you practice, is it?
Uh-huh.
Is it?
Yeah.
Y'all, what time is it? First time seeing you. Your door hanger looks really
It's
cute.
like
Oh, well, thank
5:30.
you so much. Oh goodness, Rosine.
It's about 5:30.
Is it about 5:30? Is it about 5:30, y'all? Eastern Standard Time. What time is it?
Yeah, 'cause Daddy just got home. Well, no, he's been home for a good bit.
I'm just kind of go over this one more time.
Does any of them live close to you?
Someone probably does both, but I'm not sure.
They come to my tournament.
They can come to your tournament. So he says if any of y'all live close to us, y'all can come to her ball tournament she's got
Well,
this
if y'all
Saturday.
live in Georgetown or close to Georgetown,
Or close to Georgetown, because they got to play in Georgetown this weekend. My youngest daughter's birthday is September 16th. Oh, really, Miss Glenda? She turns 30 this year. Well, mine turns 22. It's 5:28. Okay. Well, your practice ain't until 6:30, so I can paint until probably about 6 o'clock. So, dog, it's been taking me this long. I must be running my mouth a good bit.
you do.
So he says you do. Get on that, my room.
Do you know where my big cup is? My
Okay.
big Under Armour.
No, what's that?
My big Under Armour cup.
I don't. Let me get a lighter brown.
You have to do something because it was sitting out there on the cabinet.
Go look in the cabinets, baby. If I washed it, it would be in the cabinet somewhere.
It was not the cabinet.
Well, then, I don't know. So I used like this Territorial beige to do my stems because I wanted them to be a little bit separate from like the brown on my
Oh, I love that right there, baby.
my
Oh, look at him.
my sign.
Oh, look.
I know, baby.
I like these. Well, there's cotton. Ain't that cotton? I mean, a pumpkin. See?
No, that's cotton.
It could be cotton or pumpkin.
No, I don't think it can be a pumpkin, baby.
Well, no, it couldn't be a pumpkin because it's going to be painted.
I really should have grabbed a smaller paintbrush to do this.
Is this an air? Is this a vent?
Baby, I'm not sure what that is. Y'all that has stuck with me today, y'all are some true Trinity Kulik design people. What you and my Kenny? I can't hardly ever come on here and do a tutorial or do a live fast. I'm always slow. I'm always slow. Which, guess what? When I finish this, I will have two, not just one. I will have 2 door hangers ready to get sprayed and shipped out. That has a black outline like going inside. Yeah, I got to clean that up some. So let me get a smaller brush because that's got to be a little bit more cleaner. So let me go ahead and let me dry those really quick. A lot of work, but so cute and worth it. That's what I'm saying, Miss Irene. Thank you, Miss Ruth. I ain't even got on my stems. It is a door hanger that has kind of a lot of details in it, so it's not an easy one. Oh, thank you so much. It definitely looks a lot easier when you're watching somebody else do it because there's a clump. It seems like they do it just so much faster, but it's still, y'all, it's not the most easiest thing when you have a lot of different designs. I'm kind of having to clean this up because my brush was too big and my black outline goes on the inside of this. So if I don't clean it up, guess what you're going to be able to see? My messed up lines. So I'm having to clean this up and get that straight. Yes, I think the details really make it. Sometimes I feel like I get like overboard with some of my designs because I have so many, like I have a lot of details. I try not to, I'm spitting. I try not to put too much details in it for my designs for my group because I don't want them to ever get one that they get so, you know, frustrated with because they can't get it because I made it like too hard for them. But I also like to give it to where it's kind of a challenge because I love different patterns together, y'all. I don't like just, okay, so I did stripes here, so I can't do dots. I will mix patterns up like nobody else. I will do some stripes, I will do some dots, I will do the buffalo check and do some leopard. I kind of just do whatever I like. Whether, you know, I've ever seen it before, I just kind of go with it. And just like when I used to make my bows for my door hangers, I used all kind of different patterns on my ribbon for my bows. And they always came out so stinking good. So I kind of took that method and started using it like on my door hangers and just mixing up my designs. And they have turned out so cute using different patterns. I got like my fingerprints in this. Oh, look at that clunk. Yeah, I got to start painting more. I think it's because my paint's sit up and not being used to the point that it's clunking up on me really bad. I'm trying to smooth this out and get it straight. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me just look at it. I do got to smooth that out. So we got to put a darker brown inside of there. So I'm going to pick up this burnt umber and I'm going to put a darker brown inside of my stems. I'm going to use that same paintbrush. I'm just going to kind of like smooth in some of that black paint. Not black paint, darker brown. And then I'm going to come, it ain't dried yet, but when it's not dry, it can do a whole lot of self-blending when it's not completely dry. So we're going to do a line there, we're going to do stripes here. We're going to do a stripe there, and we're going to do a stripe there. Then we're going to come over here. That one's going to have another coat on there. Do stripes. I'm just putting a stripe over on this stem, y'all. If y'all can't see it, that's all I'm doing. Okay, so let's dry that really quick. So I can come back with one more coat because that brown didn't do too good. Thank you, Miss Francine. How are you doing today? I'm going to try to finish up and try to do the details, y'all. And it's windy, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish it completely. And I know that's going to totally suck, especially for those who has been on here and watched me this whole time. But Zoe has ball practice today, so If you don't know, we're a ball family. Both of our kids play travel ball, so it's kind of like took over our lives. What good, Miss Francine? Okay, so let's do our leopard print on this. So with my leopard print, y'all, I use this liquid leaf. So I'm just gonna use it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna grab a filbert tip brush here. And we're gonna go in with that liquid leaf here. This is such a pretty color, y'all. I love this liquid leaf. And we're just gonna I'm gonna start here because I got my fingerprints there. And we're gonna start just making some little leopard prints, like the spots with this with this liquid leaf. Okay, so can y'all see the shine on that? It looks so pretty, which I don't think you can. We're gonna do it on this one. Okay. On the inside, while I've got this open and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and dry this, or my stems, because it has a little bit of this liquid leaf on there too. Thank you, Miss Betty. Oh, and I can go ahead and get her shoe too, her boot. This stuff is kind of strong though. You can definitely. It's got a smell to it. Yes, it is like liquid gold. It's the classic gold liquid leaf. So like I do have it like going into my stems there. I do have it like going into like on my signs. It was kind of like one of the last things I did. But I'm going to go ahead and do it so y'all can kind of see it. I'm going to kind of get off the top there. Yep, now let me go ahead and do the little buckle on her boot with this. So we're going to come here and we're just going to kind of like go around. Around her buckle there. So there's the buckle. Oops, can y'all see that? Does your daughter still make earrings? Miss Tarita, yes. She's got some that she's got made up. And she's probably going to come on and do a live sale probably one day this week. She's been on me about doing one. So I told her that she had to get up like at least like 5. Well, not 5. Why did I even say 5? She had to get up at least like 10 to 15 pairs that she can come live with. So she's been making them. Alright, so there's the buckle on those. Hey, Miss Deb, I received my Christmas moose and Uncle Sam today, and they are beautiful. Your work is... Oh, yay, Miss Deb. Well, I'm glad. Those were designs that... Anything that came from my... the one thing about this liquid leaf is you have to have, like, paint thinner to clean your brushes out. One thing I did not... When I was making those, I had no intentions of selling them. So... You're wearing your last pair? Yay! You're wearing your last pair out. Well, Tara, like I told you, she would love to have them. So, whenever you get them ready for her, you can just let us know, and Mama might can pick them up, or we might can run over there and get them. But she will definitely. I'm just gonna leave that sitting there just for a minute. Definitely love to get some extra beads. Thank you so much. Okay, so now let's see what our next step's gonna be. Yes, my liquid leaf is dry. I can do my black, but I don't think it's dry. So, I'm gonna take. I use my Posca pen for this, y'all. Start at 5. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and paint. I use my Posca pen to do my stripes on her stockings. So I'm just gonna, like, this one's got like 2. So I'm going to go ahead and like do one there, and I can pick up. I'm going to get my bigger Posca pen here to kind of fill this in. Then like this little area, this is actually like part of her stockings too. So if you come like here and you kind of see that her stocking is about like right there. And then this is her stocking, so we're gonna put a stripe there as well. And let's put a tiny piece like right there. And then this is actually going to be part of a spider web. So y'all, this is almost like doing the little final details of your door hanger. This is what's going to bring that door hanger to life. Okay, and then like this one in the actual template, it doesn't have this one being a spider web, but I kind of like added it anyway. So we're going to make that little area look like a spider web. I'm kind of just doing it like that. So y'all see that? Kind of looks like a spider web now. Marie is in your prayers. She's in the hospital with the virus. Miss Betty, I seen where, who was it? Pee Wee and Stacy was asking for prayers for Miss Marie. So I messaged them to see what was going on. And he told me that, and I was like, oh my goodness. I actually told Joey when I heard about the church, I said, Lord knows, I said, that's the same church that Miss Marie and them goes to. I said, I sure hope that, that she didn't get it. And come to find out that that's why she was in the hospital. So definitely be keeping that sweet lady in my prayers for sure. And Mr. John, so thank you, Jenny. Y'all, my paint pen needs some pumping going on. I'm going to kind of just come and draw this spider web there. Yeah, this one has a lot of details, y'all. It has a lot of details. Newbie from Jupiter, Florida. You are very talented. Oh, thank you, Susan, and welcome. Oh, thank you, Cherie. She says prayer for Marie. Yes, yes, please send those prayers up because she really, really needs them. Her and her husband and her family, everybody, all of them. Anytime someone gets that virus, the whole family, I think, needs it because they are just, you have to worry about it. Okay, let me see what else I've got to get done. Alright, so we can go ahead. That's dry. That's dry. I'm going to go ahead. I can go ahead and kind of do my details and lining, like my outlines for my pumpkin here. I kind of like went down on the side here, like that. There we go. Ah, my gold wasn't dry there, y'all. I'm just adding the details now. I'm sorry it's so far away, y'all. Where do I get my paints from? My paints, they come from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, some Michaels, wherever I see them at. I will pick them up, y'all. Okay, let me do this one. And then these have like some lines going through it. Then we got some lines going through these. Very whipsy lines. Wispy lines, I mean. Very whipsy. I said it one time and now I can't say it again. Alright, so let's see. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to go around. We're going to kind of go around our sign here with this black. Just like that. Very whipsy. What's it called? Whimsy? Whipsy? Wispy. There we go. Wispy. Very whipsy. I say it one time, I can't say it again, y'all. Okay, so let's see. I've got to do the black around my leopard. Where's the black? Let me just get I'm going to get a round tip brush, get some black. I got some black right here. Oh, no, that black's about dried out, so let's get some more black. There we go. So we're going to get some more black, and we're just going to kind of go down the side of our leopard and kind of create that leopard print. There was something else. Oh, I had some black highlights in these too. There we go. Like that. So there's the leopard print. 2 minutes till 6 your time, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So at least I've got to finish like doing like the main details with y'all. Okay, let me see. Got an itch on my head. I did add a little bit of the gold in there too, so I need to do that. Okay. I'm gonna use that same paintbrush. So I've got a little bit of gold specks, y'all, in this, in my leopard print here. Kind of just. Y'all see that? And y'all, these are not, it's not perfect at all. All right, Miss Sandy, you can definitely watch the replay. Definitely, because it will be here, girl. And if y'all are wanting to be part of the door hanger challenge, I would absolutely love to have y'all join. It's only $10. $10 to get the scarecrow template and for me to show you exactly how to get it cut out with a jigsaw and show you how to get it painted. I think I've got everything. I gotta put some gray. Gotta do some gray in my my spider web here. Then this will be a wrap besides doing my glitter. Here's my gray. I'm going to use this light gray. This is granite gray, so it's not going to be a dark gray. Oh, that ain't no good. Let me throw that sucker in the trash. You know what? I think I used Dolphin Gray. Y'all, did I get some paint? Oh my. Oh my gracious. Is it all going to be bad? All I need is a little bit. Where was I putting this? Okay, I'm about to be done. Where was I putting? Oh, my spider web. I was thinking, where am I putting gray at? So I'm just kind of going in the sections of my spider web and just adding a little bit of gray, y'all.
Just a little bit?
Yep, just a little bit.
Why'd you turn it brown?
Because that's the paint thinner, baby. I had to use it to.
How stir it up?
Yep.
That looks so satisfying.
Okay, so we got a little bit of gray into our.
That smells good.
Spider. Quit smelling that.
Wow.
Because, baby, put it down.
It smells like stain.
Y'all, Zoe loves to smell like
Gas.
certain paints, and I don't know what I'm going to do with her. She loves like the smell of exhaust, like when you crank up a tractor or something like that. Which I love the smell of that. But she like wants to smell it all the time. I'm like,
I'll be on a full thing.
yeah, I'm like, you're going to kill yourself, child. What is wrong with you? There's something wrong with her. Okay. Hey, Miss Christy. Hey, Jennifer, girl. Jennifer, I love Zoe. Zoe's weird. Jennifer is always weird. Alright, one thing I did notice about this one, y'all, is I did not go completely on my line with this one. It's kind of off. But it don't ruin it. It's still good.
Yeah, I was nursing that thing.
Yeah, that's. I got off my line a little bit. All right, what was I about to do? I'm not gonna be able to do the lettering spooky on here, baby. All right, you gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move. On here, but I'm gonna try to go ahead and do, oi, baby, my silver outline. And on my silver outline, y'all, I just used my glitter glue.
Glitter glue.
I'm not. Thank you, Miss Patricia.
We have to wear pants today or no?
I don't know. Oh, I got to do some white highlights in Ooh, I went off of my door hanger that time.
How about there on that corner stick, Mom?
Baby, it's gonna be thick. It's called glitter glue.
Yo, look on your spoon.
Alright, I think I outlined everything. I did outlining everything with this silver glitter glue. They done gone to the ball field? So they left me to have to take you out there.
Yep.
Even though he knew I was live.
Well, he knew you were going to get done. Now you got lovely. That was on a handful.
So basically anywhere that I have the black highlights or the black outlines, I'm coming with this glitter glue and going around it or going over it or beside it.
So just go over it everywhere.
Okay? I gotta put some white highlights in here. Ooh, that's got black too, so I gotta put some black there too. I'm actually gonna grab my little itty bitty tiny Posca pen and kind of put the black there.
Right? Left it.
You told me they left, Zoe. Oh, I don't know that week.
You, come on, let's go. Hey, what?
All right, go ahead and go. I'm coming, baby. As soon as I get done with this, I'll be out there.
I'm just going to.
All right.
But did he?
We're gonna
Did he
add
not
some
really
white
go?
here.
I'm serious. Come on, let's go. I'm not going with you.
These little details is what's gonna really make. It's what really makes your door hangers pop. Down here. All right, we did some white there. We did some white up in here, and I just got glitter. We did some white on the boots. Just like that. What else has got white? We actually got a white line in there. We got some white going on with these little dots and the blue. Put a little line, just a little line. We got a little swirly in our stem there. Our little stripes on our witch's boots or stockings has some white highlights. So can y'all see this? See all those little details, y'all make a huge difference in a door hanger. So I want y'all to look at this one. This one has white, black, glitter, everything that it has to have. So I do have some in my leopard print here. There we go. So I want you to look at these two and compare them. So do you see how all these little extra details? Now look at this one. Can y'all tell the difference? without the glitter and the white highlights? I know I can. I can tell a big difference. Don't make yourself late. I'm about to finish up. So. Okay, was that everything that had the white? I think it was. Now let me just trace everything with the silver, and I forgot to do the silver. Oh! I got to add the gold, I got to add the glitter in the... I got to add my glitter in my boots, y'all. I totally did not add the glitter in my boots. Totally forgot. I'm going to put glitter like in the little buckle there. Okay. I think that's it. I think that is it. So now do you see it? Dun, dun, dun. And see, it looks the same. I just got to add spooky to it and do the glitter. And these will be done. They will be done. I'm going to add it around my buckle there just to kind of clean that up a little bit. All right. So y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging in tight with me while I finish these. So now I have two finished. All I got to do is letter in the word spooky on these two, spray them tomorrow, then they will be ready to go. So the link for the templates, Julie, you can get the templates from TrinaKulickDesigns.com. It should be somewhere in the comments. I know it was posted in here, but if not, as soon as I get back from the ball field, I share a link to it on my page too. So y'all, thank y'all so much, and don't forget to go and join my $10 door hanger challenge. The link to join that is in the description. I would love to be able to teach you and get you ready for the fall. So I will see y'all ladies tomorrow. All right, bye. I'm gonna walk over to the other side.